boy. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? Sorry, I ran a little bit behind there. I was doing lots of stuff. I had to go and register my car, or not register my car, but I had to go get the car like inspected in Texas because I'm transferring the stuff from North Carolina to Texas since I just recently moved back. I had to go to the gym, and then I went and practiced my golf game, which ended up being really, really good. Some massive improvements have been made today. So I wanted to do a live stream this evening on just an after hours update for this Monday, and kind of ask the question, what happened to the crash? I'd like to bring some people on if they'd like to join. I'm going to go ahead and put the link to join here in the chat. So I'll go ahead and copy that there. You won't see that on X, but you will see it on YouTube. So if you are on X watching this and you want to see this link, go ahead and go on to my YouTube channel. Subscribe if you already haven't, and you can click on that link and we can join up. I believe I can have up to 5 people in here, so me plus 4 others. So that's kind of what I've been up to. I hope you guys have been doing well. I know the markets are kind of a little bit choppy, or at least they have been. It's been crazy. The volatility is it's very interesting because any day now, like, how like over the weekend, Trump announced about the break on the tariffs for, like super or like phones, computers, stuff like that. I don't necessarily know if I trust that will stay around a long time. And, if for some reason Trump comes back and says, oh, actually, I'm taking that away because I want to screw China even more, the market's going to dump again. So it's very unpredictable. But for me, that's good because it creates a higher IV and it makes the option premiums go up. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the portfolio here, and we can talk a little bit about my portfolio, my current plays that I've got, plays I'm looking at, and then we will go from there. Hopefully by that point we'll have some people in the chat here that want to join onto the stream, and we can talk about whatever is on people's mind. I like to get multiple brains together to see what we can come up with, some different plays maybe that I haven't been looking at. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump onto my portfolio here. So you can see here's my portfolio. I'm up to almost 3% today. This is being filmed on Monday, April 14th. If you are watching the replay on this, I'm at 77,155.90. Okay, up about 3% today. Over the past week, you can see we've pumped again from the bottom on the S&P. So we are up about 9.5%. I don't know why that jumped around like that. The past month shows about 2.4%. Last 3 months up about 5.5%. Year to date sitting at about 6.1%. Over the last year sitting at about 25 and some change percent. So all time since I started selling options in May, we started selling options right about here. We are up all time in this account about 29%. You can see it was idle for a really, really long time. And then this right here was all dividend investing. And then right here, I started my new strategy in May, and you can see it really made a big difference. So what's going on this week is we'll talk about what's expiring this week first. So we have 26 AMC calls expiring on Friday. With those, I'm planning on buying to close those for $1. You can see in my pending orders up here, I have that set to buy to close for $1, and then I'm going to sell to open more covered calls against these shares. The reason why I'm doing that is instead of rolling it via like Robinhood's rolling system, I'm doing it manually, so that way I know I'm not getting screwed, and I'm able to buy it for the $1 and then sell to open, because sometimes like it'll buy to close these for, the credit ends up becoming the same, but just for fluid purposes, I'd rather close these at $1 than close them at $2 and get more credit for the next calls. I don't know why. It's just maybe it's my OCD, but that's just what I've been doing recently. A lot of people have been like, "Oh, why are you, in AMC?" To be honest, I'm actually trying to get out of AMC. AMC's been a good wheeling stock. We can go ahead and pull that up here on my tracker here. It's been a good wheeling stock. My break even right now, or my adjusted cost basis, is 3.61. So unrealized right now, we're down about 1.9K. Once we realize these covered calls, this will decrease by about it'll be about 340, and then I'll sell more covered calls against the shares, and that's kind of part of the process. It's not that I don't necessarily want to be an AMC long term. This is more of just a wheeling stock, and the downside of my strategy is that in this case, I'd either have to cut losses because I don't want to stay in it, or I'm just going to have to sell aggressive covered calls, and I think that's what I'm going to end up having to do. Anyway, that's those. The Dutch Bros calls, I should have rolled these today, but I'm going to wait until maybe tomorrow or Wednesday to roll these, because I'm afraid they're going to get assigned early, and I don't want them to. I'm probably going to end up rolling these out about 3 months or so. Let me look at the position here. You can see I'm up about 64% on these currently, but I've got these covered calls, right, that are down about they're down about $1,700. So I'm gonna end up having to roll these. So if I go in here, let's see, roll this position. If I go out to May, I was already looking at this. May, let's go to, we may have to go to July. That might be all right, though. What was the position? So it's 1345. I can roll them up to 50, so I can get 5. That'd be 510. That'd be $1,500 in share price appreciation because I have 3. So we could get $1,500 in share price appreciation and basically get no credit, or I could roll them up to. That probably would be more than likely what I would do there. Because that $1,500 in share price appreciation is huge. Yes, we're not getting a massive credit for it, but we're getting $1,500 for that share price appreciation, and over time, that can make a really, really big difference, right? That share price appreciation isn't necessarily guaranteed, but if it did decide to keep going down, then our covered calls would be out of water and they would expire worthless, and then we could rinse and repeat and sell more calls. It's kind of the name of the game. Carnival 21 put. I will take assignment of the 21 put on Carnival if that comes to fruition there. It may or may not. It probably will. Let's look at the chart here on Carnival real quick. I like Carnival. We were talking about this last night. In a Discord I was in, and they didn't necessarily like it, but I like the play. I think it's a good COVID play. So we'll see what happens. I've already wheeled it once. If we go into here, we can look at Carnival 1. This was the first time around. I made $1,800 on that. And then here is Carnival 2. Here are the open plays. Here's that one that expires on the 17th. You can see I collected $100 for that. And then the one that expires on the 25th. I've got 5 open contracts on that at the $20 strike, I believe. And I'll get $550 for those. So, I will let this one expire in the money, and I will be assigned those shares because I want them. Rivian, the $12 call, that may or may not end up in the money. I don't really know. Rivian is kind of one of those stocks that are kind of been a little bit unpredictable recently, but the chart is forming a wedge. And it's probably just going to bounce within this wedge, and then hopefully it breaks out to the upside, right? It's a pretty bullish chart. I really like Rivian. If you guys follow me, you know I really like this chart. This is the weekly chart view, by the way. And when you pair my strategy with fundamental and technical analysis both at the same time, it really can it really can make a big difference. And as far as Rivian, that rocket companies, that's another play I'm looking at. We'll talk about that later. As far as Rivian is concerned, you can see that the revenue has. Oh wait, hold on. That's not the right thing. I was like, wait a second, that doesn't look right. The revenue is supposed to be up and to the right. It is. See, revenue almost 5 billion. It's up 12% year to date. They're getting better and better. I know the bear thesis on Rivian is that they can't. Their cars cost a lot of money to make per unit. They can't sell cars, whatever. I'm telling you guys, I see Rivians all day, like all day long. I probably saw at least like 5 or 6 today alone, and they're getting their balance sheet together. I don't know. I really like it, and I've already made a decent amount of premiums on Rivian. If we go into here, let's go ahead and take a look. So I'm not bullshitting you. Currently up in puts, we've collected 2.5K. In calls, we've collected, and this is realized numbers, by the way. These open contracts down here are not included in these numbers. So these gray boxes you see, you can see the contract, the expiration, the kind of contract it is, how many open quantity I have. So I've got 4 more cash secured puts open on Rivian. Both of them are 1150, and then I've got 10 covered calls. So I'm running a covered strangle. This is what a covered strangle is on Rivian. And the reason why I like that is because I'm able to collect massive amounts of premium, and I'm at least going to be right one way. At least one direction, I'm going to be right. If Rivian trades sideways, like it's doing with this wedge here, this is probably a best case scenario for me, to be honest, because if it stays within this wedge, I'm going to be able to get the call premium. I'm going to be able to get the put premium, and I'm just going to be able to keep rinsing and repeating. So this will probably break out of this wedge in about 2 weeks, I'd bet. Let's see. If we go down to it'll probably break out right around here. So, that's actually about 5 weeks, right? That's July. So, I don't know. We'll see. But I think, it's going to be a little stagnant for a while, which is why I love my strategy, because I'm making money either way, motherfucker. And you can see there the unrealized profit currently is 1.9K, and it says unrealized because I haven't closed the trade yet, but we've collected basically $3,000 realized in option premiums so far on Rivian. So we're chugging along. We're doing great. We got 1,000 shares of Rivian, and we're just holding on to those, and we'll hold on to them for the future. I really like Rivian. TSLL, obviously, TSLL was at a great price. I think most people thought the same, which is why I've seen it all over Twitter, or I guess X now. Let me look at the 1 day. 1 second. That's crazy. Here's the daily chart. Here's the daily chart on TSLL. It's kind of at some lows here. You can see this is a big demand zone for, from a couple times ago. Demand zone here, demand zone there, and it rocketed all the way up to 40-something. I think TSLL in the 8s and the 7s is free money if you're selling puts on it. I think it's a great entry point on TSLL so far, and it's cheap too, which is another good reason why I like it. TSLL, let's see. So far we've collected $413.76 realized. You can see the ones that are green there, realized in premium. And then we've got about another 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about another grand in open option premiums. You can see there's lots of puts open and also 2 calls against these 200 shares that I was assigned on March 28th. So, yeah, it's going pretty good. I won't really talk about the other positions. You can see them on the screen. If you have questions about any of these positions I'm in, feel free to leave a comment, whether you're on X or Twitter, or X or YouTube. I'll be able to see either one in this comment thing for StreamYard. So those are the current positions here. Grab, I added more calls to Grab when it pulled back, and that was a pretty good idea. We reduced our cost. We averaged down on those leaps, and I think this is going to end up being a really good play for the future. Those are the current holdings as of right now. You say AMC, Bros, Celsius, Ford, NVIDIA, Rivian, and Tesla. Ford looks like it's doing something after hours. Or no, that was just today. Up 4%. Not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, so that's kind of the portfolio. Now, some plays I'm looking at. One that I'm really, really watching closely that I haven't pulled the trigger yet on is something that we talked about last night in our Discord, which is rocket companies. Here's the daily chart. Another wedge, ascending wedge is forming. Looks really, really good. Let's go to the 1 week. I like zooming out. You got to zoom out, guys. If you don't zoom out, you're not going to get the full picture. I mean, look at that. That is a freaking beauty of a chart. RSI is not really too oversold, but RSI can't really tell you the whole story. I do like, this wedge is forming another. This is another great play to sell options on, because if you can sell them, you can even sell them aggressively if you wanted to. But let's go ahead and open the option chain here on Rocket Companies. This is a mortgage company, by the way. A lot of people use this company for their mortgages. Up 8% today. Look at that. I was kind of waiting for it. If Rocket would have pulled back today, I probably would have closed those TSLL puts early to try to put some money in on this. Let's go out to the 16th of May, and let's see. So let's look at the chart. Where's $12 on here, right in the middle of the wedge? Yeah, I'd probably go at the money, or just below the money. 0.34, a little higher than I usually like. This is this delta here. I usually look for about a 0.3, and you can see that if you were to multiply that out, that's what 12 times 12, 24, 38, whatever that is. It's a good amount of premium. What's 75? 75 divided by 12. 6.25. All right, so you see, math's not easy. That's a 6.25% return on capital for 1 month. Not bad, and especially if you wanted to own the stock anyway at 12. Right now it's at 12.75. Would be a pretty good play. So coming here, I'd probably go with 5 contracts. That's probably what I'd start off at. Oh, actually, it's even more than that. That's the bid. So the last trade was 0.75, so somebody slapped the bid on that. You could probably get 1.3 out of this, I'd bet, maybe 1.2. Yeah, so that's like 100%, or not 100%, that's 10% return on capital right there, if you could get even just 1.2, which is the mark currently. So I'd probably maybe even set it for 1.3. Not bad. I like that. That's a good play. I think that's going to be a really good play if somebody decides to do that and pull the trigger. I think that's great. Kafuz says, do you do credit spread? Yeah, I do credit spreads. I haven't done them very often. I actually have one credit spread open currently. I do have a gripe, though, about credit spreads in Robinhood. The Robinhood display on the credit spreads is ridiculous. You can see here, it was at 86, all this stuff, and then it finally went down to the level it's probably supposed to be at, which is 18, because someone finally put a price in that they're willing to buy it at. Because, like, if one of these goes to 0.01, then the spread is massive. So then it says, like, you have a massive unrealized loss. These were actually kind of like Leap put credit spreads. So you can see that these are the HIMS 1512 put credit spreads. I opened these on August 27th, 2024, and they expire July 18th. But I would probably do monthly. If I was going to do put credit spreads, I'd probably do monthly. Rivian put credit spreads would probably be pretty good too. But yeah, you can see this position here before I go to that. I'm up 88% on that. 3.5K about I'm up. Now, you might say, why don't you close that out? It's because I literally can't. Like, even if I tried to, the bid and ask spread's too wide. I couldn't close it out even if I wanted to. And I've already held this for so long anyway, I might as well just let it expire. Or buy it back for 0.01 whenever I can. Let's look at the Rivian put credit spreads, because I was actually looking at this the other day. You're doing weekly. Do you lose sometimes with them? I haven't lost yet with the put credit spread. I've done them a few times. Actually, that's BS. I lost once on a meta put credit spread, but I didn't really use the I wouldn't really I didn't really look at the chart and stuff. It was just blind. It was stupid. I learned from that trade. So let's see. Rivian put credit spreads. Let's open up back Rivian. Look at the chart here. Is the weekly chart. In this channel, you can see. Looks pretty good. All right, so let's see. What would be below the channel? 9, 10. All right, so let's go here. Sell put. We'll go a month out. Go to the 10 and the 9. What would... Okay, you could probably do 0.16. Let's see. So that would be for $100, you're getting... So you're basically getting about a little over 10% return on capital. Wait, hold on. Am I doing that math right? $100 and you're collecting 16. So yeah, it's 16% return on capital because you're getting $16 for... That's a great play, in my opinion. Like, yeah, you're only making 10 to lose 90, but like, think about it. You're putting up $100 and you're collecting 16. Like, I'd probably do... I wouldn't do that many. I'd probably do 25 of them. That's probably what I would do. So I'd collect 400 for a max loss of 2,100. So that'd be $2,500 and you're collecting 400. So that's a 16% return on capital. Not too bad. I like that play a lot. I would probably do that if I had money. But right now I only have 552.80 in buying power because I'm trying to close these. Once these TSLL puts here, buy to close, I'll have more money to play with. But to be honest, I might even resell these on TSLL or roll these because I really like TSLL at these levels. So let me think. Let me go to my watch list, or let's look at and see what's in here. Soxel, dude, Soxel, I love SOXL. Here, if you don't know what SOXL is, it's the Semiconductor Bull 3X leveraged ETF. Okay? This is why I love it. Look at the level it's at. Demand zone, boom. Demand zone, boom. Demand zone, what's probably going to happen? Boom. Look at the RSI. Look at the MACD. Way oversold. I love this play. This is going to end up being 2 years from now. This is going to be a six-bagger. At least a six-bagger, in my opinion. So I've got on SOXL right now, I've got 4 open trades, and on SOXL we've collected about $500 in premium. Let's see. Only sell options lets you close early but not credit spreads, or there needs to be more liquidity to exit. Well, the reason why it doesn't let you close early is because there's a massive bid ask spread. So like if I went to my HIMS put credit spreads right now, you're going to see that the bid ask, it's negative 4.43 to 0.80. Right? The bid and the ask is absolutely massive. Now, as we get closer and closer to July on these, that bid and ask, as long as there's liquidity in these put credit spreads, this is going to tighten up. That's why. Because, like, you're putting in 0.18 or whatever into here, like, that's the mark, 0.19. But since it's so freaking wide, that's why it's not closing. So, yeah. But anyway, I mean, that's a beautiful chart right there, in my opinion. I love SOXL at these current levels. Let me think. What else we got going on here? I shouldn't have closed out that tab, damn it. That's my Google Finance. That's where I get all my... I love Google Finance. I think that's a great tool. I also use Seeking Alpha a lot too. Let's see. What else was on our watch list here? Got a few watch lists. I got this wheel watch list. Oh, Nike. Nike's a good buy right now, I think. I'm not in Nike. My girlfriend is. She is in Nike at like 70 something, and I'm trying to get her to add right now to that position. So here's the Nike weekly chart. Honestly, it probably would be a better buy at 51, 52, but either way, like if it does anything it did in the past off this weekly chart, that's a major demand zone there where it really started this huge. I mean, you can see that that's a massive uptrend there, and you can also see right there, but which it broke through, which is why we've had a massive amount of red candles. But I think Nike's a good play here. I don't know about you guys, but I believe it is. Let's see. We got AMD. That's a good one. I think so. What else? Carnival, we've already talked about. Open, I ended up getting out of because that's a piece of shit. Nobody likes that. BitX is good because the Bitcoin chart is beautiful. HIMS is good. Let's take a look at HIMS. HIMS is freaking great for bulls. If you're on HIMS, you're going to probably be pretty happy in the near future. Okay, weekly chart. It's bouncing right off that 50 EMA there. SoFi, we'll look at SoFi here in a second. I'm not in SoFi, but I would like to be. But it's like there's so many plays out there right now. It's like I don't have a massive amount of money to be. I'm trying to focus on a few, and there's a lot of good plays out there. SoFi is another good one. We'll check it out here in a second. But you can see it's bouncing right off this 50 EMA. It's a pretty strong trend line here. HIMS has held the 50 really well. You can see it bounced off there. It bounced off there. Here it was riding the middle of the Bollinger Band, and then it bounced off of that 50 EMA again. So I'd say that odds are if you're buying HIMS here, you're in a really, really good spot. If we zoom it in to the 1 day, it's even better in a sense because the 200, which I love the 200 EMA, I think it's one of the best EMAs to look at. Okay, 200, 200, 200, 200. It bounced 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. That 200 is real strong on HIMS. That's a freaking great buy there. SoFi. I haven't looked at this chart, so just bear with me while I look at it. Oops, SoFi. SoFi. All right, there's the daily. Broke the 200 EMA. That's why you saw massive gaps down to the downside. MACD's crossing to the upside. So let's go ahead and zoom out to the 1 week. Okay, looks like we are getting some action bouncing back up to the 200 EMA. MACD shows bearish weakness, so this is probably going to be a pretty good turnaround spot for SoFi. There's the higher high, the lower low. This will probably regain all-time highs by September, probably. I'd say probably right about September. Put that on a cracker, dude. But yeah, I like SoFi too. I actually want to go look at their premiums quick. Let's go check it out. SoFi options, sell put. I go 30 days out. May 16th. 2-1 and 3-3. I'd probably go for the 10. 70%. Well, let's check it because this king keeps lying. Yeah, so 0.73 probably if I was going to play this. 0.73. So that is a $10. Damn, that is a lot of money for that. So that's a 70. Is that? Wait, 1,000. Oh, 7%. My bad. I'm like, holy shit. But yeah, okay. 7% return on capital. That's great. Great, great, great. This is why I'm beating the market. Because of plays like this. Because we're looking at technical. We know that the fundamentals on SoFi are getting better. And then we are hedging ourselves with shorting puts and collecting premium. It's a hack, dude. I mean, look at the year. 25.25%, okay? SPY. What's SPY at? Year to date. Or not year to date. Over the last year. 4.5. So we are 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So we are over 6xing the S&P 500 return right now. I mean, the numbers don't lie, boys and girls. They do not lie. I may not be the smartest guy or the best trader in the world, but I can tell you that this shit works. I've done every single strategy in the book. I've done penny stocks, I've done day trading options, done dividend investing. Dividend investing is great. I don't hate on dividend investing, but I think for someone that's younger, that is trying to grow a portfolio, this is hands down the best way to do that, in my opinion. So what do you guys want to see? If you guys want me to show you a chart, what I think about it, if you want me to look at a stock, we can do stock overview. I mean, this is for you guys. You know, I've got a pretty good grasp of what's going on in the market, but like I said, I've been doing this for a little while. So if you guys want to see something or even join this, I'm going to go ahead and post the link here for you guys to join in on this conversation if you'd like to. It should have posted. There it is. All right, CMG. So we got Chipotle. I like Chipotle, and I also like their competitor, Kava. But let's check it out. So Chipotle. Okay, down 0.5% today. Over the last week, it's up pretty decently. Past 3 months, it's down like everything else. Year to date, down 19%. Past year, down 18%. Over the last 5 years, we know Chipotle has been kind of a ripper. I can tell you it's on an uptrend line, though, just by looking at that. Let's go ahead and check out the chart. CMG. Okay. This is the weekly chart on CMG. Again, I want to reiterate, you got to freaking zoom out on this shit, guys. You got to zoom out. It's the best way to look at things. Okay, 200, 200, 200. Okay, I would have been a buyer probably right here, or at least I would have sold a put option on it. Still a great price. You're probably going to remake all-time highs there to 65 plus. But yeah, MACD showing it's, you know, it's becoming more bullish. It's soft bearish. And I think this is going to be a reversal right here, especially once it reclaims this 50 right here. You can see here pretty soon, I bet you at least by next week, you're going to see a massive boner green candle. Oh, earnings next week? Well, if CMG reports good earnings, they'll probably at least touch the 50 EMA, but hopefully it would rocket above that 50 EMA, and they'll reclaim that 50 EMA, and then that'll just continue consolidating there for a minute and probably pump back up. But CMG, let's go ahead and look up Google Finance, CMG. I mean, I already know the numbers are good, but let's look at it. And this is how easy it is. This is how easy it is to look at this stuff, guys. It's not that hard. It's not that complicated. Annual. Up and to the right. It is up and to the right. Okay? Not hard. Revenue up 15%. Net income's up 25%. Balance sheet looks great. Cash flow. Cash from financing down 63%. What did they buy? A bunch of stores? Is that what they did? Or bought a bunch of land or something like that? I mean, guys, this is a steal. This is a buy. I would have liked to have, hopefully, if you were looking at this, you would have bought it, you know, somewhere on this wick here, on this candle, down in the lower 40, the mid to lower 40s. But yeah, that's a buy. Do you lotto earnings? No, I don't. What I'll end up doing is I'll sell puts and calls over earnings. I'm not scared to do that. Just all it does is it helps juice the premium for me, and it makes it better for me. You know, sometimes it's like 50-50. Sometimes I get caught underwater, and sometimes the stock doesn't do shit. So, to be honest, if anything, selling options over earnings really helps me out. Um, but yeah. Yeah, I don't. The reason why I don't lotto earnings is because I've done all that stuff, bro. Like I've done. I've day traded options. I've done all that stuff. But to me, lotto earnings is more of a gamble. And while someone could argue that all of this is a gamble and they'd be correct, I know that my strategy wins and it works for me, and I'm really successful at it. And therefore, I'm going to let these small wins continue to keep building and building and building, building, building. And all those small wins have built into this percent right here, 26.5%. All those small wins are right there, built up over and over and over again. Lots of people say, like, oh, you're collecting pennies on the dollar for selling options. And it seems like that at first, but those wins over time really freaking build. They really, really do. Over and over and over again. For all the Bitcoin guys, let's check out the Bitcoin chart here. I really need to research Bitcoin because I like the chart a lot. This is a very bullish chart. Look at this. Reclaiming the 200. This is back in September 23. Huge momentum to the upside. Pull back to the 50 EMA. It bounced 1, 2, 3, even back here. 1, it broke, right? But 1, 2. This is a safe bet. Like I would have, if I was buying Bitcoin or BitX, it would have been back here. Right there on Monday. That's where I would have been buying it. Monday, the 7th of April. Oh, that's when this is the weekly chart, my bad. I would have been buying it somewhere in there. What about do call, put, exits? Call, put, and exit at 4:15 before close. I don't even know what that says, but nah, dude. I don't do any of that. I don't do any of that because I know that my shit wins. So, yeah, I just keep stacking the small wins, and those small wins over and over again are gonna get us a big ass portfolio. So far, I'm doing 140 a week with credit spread with TSLL and IWM. Nice, man. Yeah, I mean, credit spreads are great. Credit spreads are a great way to build. Credit spreads are a great way to build a smaller account, and they're also mentally. So this can go two ways. Like I can argue that someone could argue that it's more, less stressful to do credit spreads because there's a defined loss, right? But with a short put in a case where you want to buy the stock anyway, I think that is as least stressful as you can get. Because like we're looking at my Soxil puts, right? 16.5 and 18.5. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like if I get assigned these, great. Like I've collected $500, right? To just say that I'm willing to buy SOXL. Like I like the stock. I like the levels on SOXL. Therefore, like SOXL, this is a no-brainer trade for me. Like this is literally taking zero brain power to be like, I would short puts here. I want to own this stock here. Stock go up and to the right. Yes, it does. This is the two biggest demand zones it's had. So this is easy peasy lemon squeezy right here. Yeah. So what else do you guys want? I was going to try to kind of keep this between 30 minutes to an hour just to give you guys a general update, see if there's anything that you guys wanted to see. But yeah, we're chugging along. We've collected so far. Let's go ahead and look at the total option premium collected here. $27,013.86. So we have collected since May, so almost coming up on a year. This is 11 months. I've collected $27,013.86 in premium. So we are freaking rocking and rolling, guys. We are rocking and rolling. And if you all are doing this strategy with me, I hope that you guys are making some smart plays because this can go sideways too. This strategy can can really screw you over. But like I've been saying for everybody, you know, if you combine a stock that you think is fundamentally sound, technically sound, and you think that the stock's going to go up into the right, selling puts on a stock at a good level, like technically, like on the chart, is, I mean, as good as you can possibly hedge your bet. Because if you do the sizing properly and you sell the puts and you're wrong and it goes against you, then all you're going to do is once you're assigned, you're going to sell more puts. And then you're going to sell calls against those shares. And you're just going to keep rinsing and repeating. It's a no-brainer. It's very easy. This is the best and easiest strategy I've ever done. But how long have I been selling options for? I've been selling options, as you can see here, since May of 2024. Since May of 2024, that's when I started officially selling options. And we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good so far. I'm pretty proud of the progress we've done. So yeah, guys. We're at 42 minutes on the stream right now. It's going pretty good. We got 215 people watching this. And I just wanted to say, I really appreciate you guys being, very active and watching these streams and wanting to follow along on my journey. And hopefully, a little bit of my knowledge can rub off on you guys. I'm only 26 years old, but I've been doing this since like literally the day I could open a brokerage account. Not selling options, but just in the stock market in general. So I've seen a few things, and I'm not claiming to be the best trader or the smartest guy out there, but this strategy works. And I really hope that if you haven't done the strategy, that you at least think about it. If you're doing something else, like if you're watching this right now and you're wondering how can I be profitable in 2025, and you're wondering like why you're losing so much because you're day trading 0 DTE SPY puts and calls, this is the strategy for you. This is what is going to turn around your portfolio, and what is going to probably, with your knowledge you'll gain through the years of doing this strategy, will probably retire you. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and hop off the stream to try to get something to eat. I really appreciate you guys again. Thanks so much for watching the stream, and I'll catch you guys here on X throughout the rest of the evening. So see you guys, and I'll be on Twitter, or I guess X, tomorrow at Market Open. Adios, guys.